Welcome to About Women for Women with Dr. Kamila. How to find balance and joy in perimenopause and beyond. We bring together psychology and biology, spirituality and science, personal stories and professional insights for the benefit of all. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Hello everyone. Today our guest is Korina Hortynska, my sister in private life. In professional life, Korina is a certified coach specializing in Feng Shui, Chinese Bazi Astrology, Qi strategy. She mentors women who recognize that spaces where they live and work can become their greatest allies. She founded exclusive Qi group for women who are seeking to live more consciously in alignment with energy, themselves, and the present moment. For the past 3 years, she has supported them in realizing their dreams, making better decisions, and cultivating a mindset that truly works. She bridges ancient Eastern wisdom with the practical challenges of modern business and everyday life. She helps her clients harmonize their surroundings, reclaim their sense of agency, and take action at the right time, with both ease and power. Her work is for those who sense there is more to the world that meets the eye, and who view space and time not merely as backdrop, but as powerful tools. Welcome, Korina. Really great to have you with us today.
Hello, everyone.
Today's episode will be about how the Eastern wisdom of Feng Shui can help women live joyful life, especially women in perimenopause that can last from age 35 to 55. Regardless if we have symptoms, this is the time of spiritual awakening, of seeing more to life than just everyday grind. Before we dive into Feng Shui, what is your own experience of perimenopause through the work of women that come to see you, through the work that you do with women that come and seek your advice?
During my consultation, women get intimate with me because they share their fears, desires, but there is not much of perimenopause because I think they are not aware of it. So they talk to me about changes, about that they can't find their place, even though it's a new house and it's a dream house and they were waiting for it so long. And they've been decorating it and making it as their own kingdom. But still, after moving in, they feel like
something is not right.
Yes. So I think they do not name it, but there is something that is connecting them all to that. Most of the women, when they come, they feel that they have no space they don't feel good in their space. Or they are just about to get a new house and they wanted to make it perfect, to make it harmonious, to make it like a source of the strength for them and for the family, like the love nest, but thinking about the kids, husband, and everything. I think in all those wishes, there is missing this, and I want to feel good. And then after moving in, spending 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, they realize this bit is missing, and they come back.
I understand. And I think a lot of the women in general, like you said, they don't have the awareness of perimenopause. It's a very new thing. Maybe last few years only the public is kind of getting used to hearing this word and seeing this word, even though our mother our mother went through that, and we didn't even know that she went through that. Well, she was probably more irritable, but we as women, we only have one reference, our mothers and women in our family, because earlier no one talked about it. So now, as we start talking more about it, I think it is becoming more popular for women to even associate certain changes in their life with the spirit of time, and kind of approach this more consciously.
I think also the awareness of it is increasing, because on my group that I have for women, there's like, I don't know, 60 women, middle age, I would say. Some of them, sometimes they write that, oh, that must be my perimenopause. Oh, maybe I'm entering. So I think that there is like making a jokes, at least it's showing up.
Yes, it is. It is. So for women listening who has never come across Feng Shui before, what is the simplest terms possible? What is it actually trying to do? Like, if someone never heard about Feng Shui.
You can say that Feng Shui is the way of communicating yourself with surrounding, with what is outside of your house, inside your house, but also outside of your house. Why both are important? Because the energy is coming from outside to inside. So it's the way of understanding how energy flows. In many systems, we have the prana, chi, all the life forces, named differently, but this is the same thing. So Feng Shui understands how the chi flows and has ways to direct it in the way that you can benefit from it. If it doesn't flow, if it flows too fast, if the surrounding is not nice, you will not get good benefits from it. It can make you even bring you some problems, some disease, challenges, loss of work, accidents, really bad stuff. But let's not talk about that because I want to focus on the good part and possibility that it gives every person to use it because it's everyone. It's like air. So you don't have to believe in it to use it because
But you're using it.
Exactly. It's like Wi-Fi. You're
Yeah.
using it, even though you don't see it.
But I can testify. I know you for all my life. You have been practicing Feng Shui for many years, like 15 or 16, or I cannot remember now, something like this. So I have been a witness to that and a
More.
benefit.
More because professionally, but I started with when I was studying and doing my
Oh, yes, yes. So even
class
longer.
that I was yes, definitely.
Yes. So I can testify that this works. And it's not just my testimony, it's the testimony from everyone that was coming to visit me when I was doing the retreat. When I was living in the UK, I organized regularly, sometimes once a month, retreat in my home, in my flat, and everyone was saying that the energy feels good, that they feel relaxed, they feel calm, they feel safe, that they like coming. That was like ongoing feedback, and you always helped me arrange the space in which wherever I was living, even before I was, yes,
Many times.
many times, yes. So I know it works, and I also have over the last whatever 16, 18 years, I have learned a lot from you, and I try to tune into that flow of energy. And, like if something feels jarring, if something is not harmonious, I pick it up. I just come into the space and I pick it up because I probably have just by proxy picked up some things from you. So whoever is listening to this episode and you have never tried Feng Shui, it definitely works. And it can harmonize the spaces. It can help not just with feeling good, but with the health, with finances, with just prosperity, with good luck in life.
And also, I would like to say that many of women, I'm sure that they already sense that because I'm sure they have their favorite restaurant and also the places that they don't like to go. And this is Feng Shui. This is energy. So
Yes.
if you like to go to the place, if you like to spend time there, that means it's a good energy. If you have a house and nobody visits you, it's not about you. It's about
It's
your house.
about the house. Yes,
Exactly.
absolutely.
So you can just like look around your life, where you go, where you spend time, where you're happy, where you're not, and you will know where good Feng Shui is.
So many women in their 40s and 50s may feel completely invisible in their own homes, in their own lives, in their relationships. Is there anything about how they arrange, their living spaces that reflects that invisibility back to them, or whether changing, space will change that feeling? Is it possible with Feng Shui?
I think when we decide to move to a new home, you think, okay, this is gonna be our bedroom with my husband, kids, kitchen, living room, and that's it. There might be, okay, the office for my husband, the guest room for invites, but never ever they say, okay, this is gonna be my room. If they would change this one thing, the whole architecture, the whole way of how the family function would change, because she would have her generator of happiness, her space where nobody would make a mess. Because when you have kids, when you have husband, it gets really messy sometimes. And when they are tired, they come, they clean, they have no energy for themselves. But imagine that you come, you see all this mess, and you're like, okay, I'm more important. And you go to that room, clean, where is the music, the scents, everything. That would be so empowering. It would so nurture their energy. And then even 15 minutes there, like then, and then you walk completely changed, and you can handle all the
Yes.
manners, the food, all the relationship issues and everything.
So
So
basically, when you work with women, you encourage them to create a space that will be their source of nourishment. They have, if they cannot have a whole room to themselves, to at least have a corner or some kind of space that is theirs. They have it exactly as they want. No one is allowed to mess up there, and that is a
exactly.
place that gives them the power, and they can recharge there, they can reconnect with themselves. Fantastic idea.
I think that it could be even like the armchair, where you have your table. On your table, you can have your altar or I don't know, senses, cards, angelica, whatever you want, your crystals, and place where you can sit, where you can, like go inside and nobody will touch it. Because when you were speaking, I thought that men and women would say, okay, I will put the yoga mat here and that's gonna be my space. I'm sure that very quickly this yoga mat will disappear and you're gonna pick it up and you're gonna forget about the space. I think it has to be like physical things, like difficult to move, that they are really stand out from the space, and it creates a space, my space,
Yes,
women's.
yes, perfect. So that fits very well with what I teach, when I work with women, when I mentor them, because it's very important for women in perimenopause to protect their peace, to protect the well-being or the balance of their nervous system. And having a space where they can rest, physical space, is something I recommend. If that space was arranged with Feng Shui in mind, if it was in the corner that is most supportive for that woman, good for that woman from the perspective Feng Shui, I think that space would have even more power and would be even more beneficial. Sleep is one of the biggest issues in perimenopause. I had huge trouble with sleeping myself, and this is what most women complain when they come and see me. So they usually wake up in the middle of the night, sometimes, not able to come back to sleep, and they may have night sweats, they may have, night terrors. They are more sensitive to sounds, to moves of their partner if they're sleeping with their partner. So sleep is an issue. And sleep is a space or time where we restore, where we kind of recharge for the next day. So, from the perspective of Feng Shui, what might be a woman's bedroom doing that is working against her sleep? So, what are the common mistakes women do when they come to see you that they don't think that they are important, and Feng Shui can adjust, can help them, get better sleep?
I just saw pictures of many clients of many women like, oh no, 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 no. So the first mistake would be putting the bed under the
Sloping ceiling.
exactly. This is the worst because the energy flows and it's make a pressure on your head. This is like if there's, I would say, one thing to avoid, that would be the first one. Second one are beams. They have to be really high so they don't influence you, because the beam also creates like a chi that pressure your
Cuts.
body.
Yeah.
So If you sleep underneath and this beam is on your head, on your belly, or any part of your body, you're gonna feel it as a headache, as a stomach ache. You will not be able to relax like completely because you would be still feeling something like, I know that this is like illogical and people don't connect those dots, but that's it.
From the energy point of view, this is how it works. That's it.
Exactly. So we have beams, we have the ceiling. Very important thing. You have to have a headboard.
Oh,
It has
okay.
to be a solid headboard. Please do not have the bed with this metal.
I have a bed like this. I moved in a few days ago and I have a bed like this. Oh my God. Okay,
Please
tell me
have
more.
this solid headboard. The solid headboard, what it does is creates a sense of security, of protection, feeling safe, basically.
Mhm.
And when you sleep, you're totally innocent. You are the most vulnerable ever. So this
Mhm.
headboard is protecting you, is giving
Mhm.
you psychological support.
So if I kind of wrap something around it so it's solid, would that already remedy it somehow? Would it help? Because I cannot change the bed and maybe other
Yes,
women cannot change
that
their bed.
would.
Can they like wrap something to make it like a solid structure?
Yes, but I wouldn't choose the soft silk scarf.
Okay.
Make it more solid.
Like
So
what?
they take a, I don't know, wool scarf, like something
Okay.
stronger.
Heavier,
Yes,
stronger. Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
And also, you can leave it and then just buy a board of wood.
Okay, so I can just buy a headboard and put it behind my bed. So I have a headboard, even though my bed will still have those metal things. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Good,
Yes, that would be.
good.
The best one is not to have it because it may, I don't remember what shape it has, but if it's like this, it gives the sensation of prison. If there's like flowers and ornaments, it's okay. But
Oh,
still, the air is passing through there and you
okay.
want there to be solid. That's why we never put our bed next to the window. If your bed is your headboard, where your head goes, is next to the window, then use really solid curtains. Use those curtains that takes all the light away, and
Mhm.
always put it down when you sleep, even if you don't have it, because your window has no curtains, whatever. Then buy a headboard that is really tall. I know it's
Mhm.
gonna cover half of the window. I don't care, but you gonna
Okay, this is more important for the good sleep.
exactly.
Right. So I know this is private information, but I am going to go and look for headboards because I just moved into this new place. And I happen to have a window above on the side, not just above my head. So I'm going to definitely adjust that. But sleep is so important that for me and for many women in perimenopause, that it's like the foundation of everything. Strangely enough, I actually sleep really well here, much better than in the last two places that I have lived in. So I don't think it affected me yet, or maybe somehow it is okay. But I will definitely look into it. Anything else in terms of sleep that women can
Of
do?
course, very important thing is mirrors.
Hmm.
Please do not have those big wardrobes that
Hmm.
has mirrors instead of the doors.
Hmm.
Hide your mirror inside the door. Have wardrobes that open and then you have your mirror. Have your
Hmm.
mirror in the corner so when you sleep, you don't see yourself in the mirror.
Hmm.
So you can move it. Yes, mirrors, they do not help you. Maybe they do not disturb you so much. They lower your sleep for sure. But they are not adding. They are, that's a mistake. I moved here to a place with big mirrors. This is the first time I have big mirrors in my bedroom since I don't know, remember when, and it's very difficult.
So do you
Difficult
then
for me.
cover it with some kind of
I,
pashmina
no,
or
because I
something?
don't have, because I'm traveling, so I don't have those things, and they are huge. They are up till ceiling, so I cannot.
Okay.
So what I do, which is not good as well, I close one door, so I
Ah,
have
okay.
like one. but you shouldn't see what's inside the wardrobe either. So
I like that in Feng Shui, there is always a solution. There is always a remedy. There is always something that you can do to kind of
you
help.
you cannot only solve the death problem. The rest is
You
good.
can. Okay, so please correct me if I'm wrong. That I just remembered that beams above the head is also something that can contribute to relationship problems. If the beam is happening to fall in between the people, like just above the bed, and beam is falling between man and woman, then it can kind of long term lead to some discord, some disagreements, or divorce.
After so many years of practicing Feng Shui, I think that it's more about the sensation you have. Spaces and energy affects us,
Mm-hmm.
affects our brain, how we think, because our brain is also a chi creator. So
Mm-hmm.
you see the beam, and if you connect the dots that is between a man and a woman, and you may feel the separation more than the person that didn't see it. So I
Mm-hmm.
think here enters this our consciousness and the way of perceiving things and be a system of beliefs. Because if I believe that this beam is ruining my marriage, it will.
Mm-hmm. Yes, of course. Everything if is
So
yeah is a reflex.
nowadays, we see how important is our subconscious, our set of convictions of the things that we believe in. So they may determine the outcome. So this is also
Mm-hmm.
important. So
Mm-hmm.
if you have the beams and they are really low, just cover it with the white material. So
Mm-hmm.
you will create a ceiling and you
Mm-hmm.
cover them, and it's okay. If they
Okay.
are on the height of 4 meters, for example, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Too far from you when you lie.
Yes.
But
Okay.
also, you shouldn't sit underneath the beam. You shouldn't have the sofa underneath the beam or the family table for the food, for the meals. Beams are not good. We don't like
Okay, I've learned that. That I know. I always avoid places with beams. So I have been, I don't know how many places I visited and looked when I had to move. So anything with beams, which are very common here in like old houses, country houses in Greece. Nope, nope, nope. Even though everything was spot on, but the beams is an automatic no for me because I have learned over the years that they don't create supportive environment and good energy.
Just to finish, the other things would be less thing is better.
Mm-hmm.
Space under the bed, if you can have the bed that has space there, perfect. If it not, and you have drawers, please do not put there heavy stuff like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, winter shoes, like put there fabrics. I don't know, maybe towels, maybe
Mm-hmm.
winter clothes, but not for sure not the electronic devices, things like that. Also, if you can have the access to the bed from both sides, so
Mm-hmm.
none of the couple has to jump over the other person, that's okay. Tables, have it, don't have it, doesn't matter. This is, like here. The most important thing is the balance, because
Mm-hmm.
if you under the ceiling next to the wall, and then you have to jump to get to your part of the bed. This is far from harmonic, far from balance. So no, you have to think in terms of balance. If he and she has the same access, has the same space, let's
Mm-hmm.
be let's be fair, and that should help you arrange your bedroom.
Okay. So I also understand that when someone comes for a consultation with you, you will kind of advise them which direction they should be facing, which direction should be your head, or which part of the room would be best to sleep, and so on. But this is all based on like individual consultation.
You have to calculate. That's why I'm not mentioning it, because it's
Mm-hmm.
personalized. Because each house has been built in specific year and is looking at the specific direction. And based on that, we have energetic map of the place. And on this map, I can spot the good places to sleep, good places to work, good places to be, and bad places to avoid. So during the consultation, I advise accordingly based on this map. Here, it's very difficult for me to say.
I understand. But
It's,
still, these
it's
are things that
personal.
people can apply, and they still can use to kind of make things better. One thing I know from you for many years is that clutter is not good in Feng Shui. So, where in the home does clutter cause the most damage energetically? And if there is one room or one area that has disproportionate effect on how a woman feels, what is it? Which
I
part to
think
keep tidy?
I think clutter everywhere is not harmonious and is lowering the vibration of the energy. Imagine that you dressed up. You're like going for the ball, like Gatsby style, okay? Everything
Gala
shiny.
dinner.
Exactly. And you have to walk through the junkyard.
Mhm.
When you get to this ball, you will not feel as a star because you will know that that was a dust, that you step on this thing, your energy will go a little bit down.
Mhm.
And then imagine that you really like not dress at all, like I don't know, maybe in a jumpsuit or what, not
A
jumpsuit.
straw bag, a straw
Yeah,
bag, like
like
what you carry potatoes in, those, yeah.
exactly. Like really, really cheap, with the holes, with stains and everything. And then you walk through the most beautiful park, with the grass, with some lakes, with the trees, with everything. Your energy, in spite of the fact that you're wearing the potato bag, will go up because you will be like nourished by the space around
Mhm.
you. So that's why the mess and the clutter is a big no in Feng Shui. Imagine that you are energy and you have to go through a space and fill it completely, but you have to like go through all those toys, all those things, all those little, items you have, and it's like draining.
Mhm. Mhm.
The
Mhm.
energy will be tired. And imagine that
Mhm.
there's like space, like here, I have empty space, just like a flower and the sculpture. Energy flows
Mhm.
in the
Mhm.
space.
So the more obstacles the energy has on its course, the more it has to kind of do this, like go around it. If it's like
And
it's
it
it's
slows
like
down, like a
gliding.
lot. Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, so clutter, please, if you can remove it, please do. And the most important place from where there is like totally ban, no clutter, ever, 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 never. 12 at night, 3, 4 in the morning, never, is your entrance.
Like
Because,
near the main door, yes, like
yes,
the
the
porch or
entrance
something.
door, exactly, because this is the mouth of your house. So, if you have something in your mouth, you will not be able to drink, to eat, to speak, to communicate. So, the same with the house. If you have at the entrance all the jackets, or your husband is a biker and puts the bike there, and all the helmets and all the
And the
shoes and
skis for the winter, and yeah.
everything. So, like the energy comes and it's like, okay, and will not enter. So,
Mhm.
when I say energy, imagine opportunities, offers, money, friendships, connections, things in those terms. And all the clutter that is this is blocking this to enter your life. So basically, don't limit yourself. Open
Mhm.
up to all those possibilities, and they
Yes.
come in a form of the energy. Because if the energy can come, can flow,
Mhm.
and move around, so all the family
Mhm.
members will be nourished by it, will feel it, will have ideas, will connect with more people, will be more open. And then many people feel really tired in their houses because of that, because their houses, there's a lack of chi energy. And it also
Mhm.
happens when you do not let fresh air or light. inside, because chi is also light. It moves with the photons, so you need to have a natural light. When I take a new home, and I have been moving many times, I think this is family thing.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
I always look at of course, good feng shui, but light, natural light. That would be the most important, because the feng shui, I will check the energy, what kind of energy I have at the door, at the main entrance, what energy enters through the windows. And if my bedroom and the place where I spend most time, it has good energy. If yes, perfect. If no, and the best energy is where the washing machine is, where the storage is, I would still use it. But how I gonna be, I'm not gonna be happy working on the washing machine.
Yes.
I would
Yeah.
still do it. But I know, but that's me. But that's why I check my chances to have a nice life. I want to feel comfortable and everything.
Yes.
So if there is a challenge already when I see in the map, I'm like, okay, there's
Yes,
something.
if I can choose something easier, something better, something more suited, then I will. I understand. So this is something that women can do if they have individual consultation, because that's based on the map of the house. So it's not a generic thing. The generic thing would be just to keep the entrance as tidy and
Exactly.
clutter-free as possible.
Yes, and let the fresh air.
A lot of fresh air and a lot of light. Okay, good.
Okay.
If a woman listening today feels overwhelmed and like doesn't even know where to start, what is the one thing that she could change, she could move or clear in her home, like let's say this weekend, that could actually make a difference to how she feels walking through the door?
Declutter the entrance.
Okay.
That would be that. This is like the basic. So because then you let the energy, and then you will feel, if it's good energy, you feel better. If it's not good energy, that means there are other blockages and you have to remove it. But first thing is the entrance. Inside the house, I would also find a place that would be my anchor, that would be my sanctuary, my place of my power. And I would find this place, keep it tidy, make it mine. And whenever I need recharge, I would go like and put my iPhone to charge. I would put myself there to charge.
Just one thing, even before I ask the last question that I ask to every guest on this podcast, you also do something called Bazi, and that is something else. You lead this group for women, and that's not just Feng Shui. It's like it's much more about like living good life and empowering. And do you want to say anything about that kind of side of your work?
I can. The problem is I do it in Polish. I have a group of women, and I empower them to stop looking for the outside and look inside to find their own strength, to find their own power, that they can manage, that they can manifest. They don't depend on what's happening outside, that you are your own God. You create everything in your reality. And I teach them through Chinese metaphysics, because there is a part of Chinese metaphysics called Chimandunjia. And this is like 5,000 years old, and they have many ways of teaching you how to connect with your own power and how to command it to have things manifest in your life. I do it in Polish. And the Bazi, this is the Chinese astrology. And of course, when you do Feng Shui and you come for the consultation, I will ask for your date of birth, and I will do your Bazi chart, and I will see how your Bazi chart is reflected in the house that you live, and connects that. Like for example, for your kids, I always put them in a place where they will study fast. There's like an academic star, so I try to put their desktop there. Um, when I put the bed, I try to be in the nobleman or the attractiveness star. I choose the spots accordingly. So I connect the astrology with the Feng Shui. So yes, I also choose the dates for good events, like if you have to, I don't know, you are divorcing or you are buying a new
Negotiating a pay rise.
everything. And also, it's not only the Chinese calendar, also Chimen is giving you some tools to do strategic moves because emperors in the ancient times, they were using Chimen for winning the wars. They knew how to act, when to put their troops on the battlefield, from which direction start
Attack to attack, yeah.
exactly, and which moment and which direction take out troops so they're gonna get be invisible, and in this way win the war. Nowadays, we don't have wars like you and me, although there in the world there are some. But business is the current war because you
Yes,
want
how
to
to
get
win, how to win customers, how to secure a contract, or even like if you have, I don't know, if you have to have a medical procedure done, like what would be the good date or which doctor to choose and so on. So there is a lot. So what you do basically, what I wanted to emphasize is not just Feng Shui. Feng Shui is just a little bit about the work that you do, but you do so much more, and you help women live more empowered life basically through different tools that you are using.
Yeah, Feng Shui is only 33%. This is the energy of the earth. But then we have the energy of the heavens and energy of the man. So I combine all of them because you cannot use, well, you can use one, but still
Yeah.
it's not the 100. It's not the full.
Yes.
I always when someone comes to me, I see and which tool I can use to help. So for me, it's not just I started with Feng Shui and I love it, but now I have so many different tools and they are amazing and they give results like next day or the same day. So for me, it's like, wow, I need to share it and I use it. So
Yeah.
that's why
Yeah.
Feng Shui, I always have my house done. So the Feng Shui is the basis, the fundament. And then over top of it, I use other tools.
Okay, so before we say goodbye, from everything you know, professionally and personally, from all the 18 years of studying this and practicing this Feng Shui and all the Eastern, metaphysical tools, what is one thing you want a woman listening to take away from today?
That's not going to be related to Feng Shui, though.
Doesn't matter.
Feng Shui was the important step on the way to getting there. So I'm grateful. But one thing that I know today for sure is that I create everything in my life.
Mhm.
Even if it's the bad Feng Shui house, I created it. Everything depends on me. But for the 40 years of my life, I was giving this power away. I was putting this power to the circumstances, to the weather, to the boss, to the market, to the politicians, to the economy, and everywhere. And now I've learned and I took back all that. I took responsibility for all that happened in my life. I don't regret. That was lessons. They're only lessons. And now I create consciously what I want. And I do it with courage. This is the biggest lesson I've learned, that on the other side of the fear, there's gold.
Yes.
And I go for that gold every
Yes.
day, every day. And this is my actions, my thoughts, everything. And I just like align
High
it in the
five.
directions what I
High
want. High five.
five.
So basically, this is the most important thing, and I try to live by that rule. And I also teach that my woman in the Chimen Club. This is the most pleasurable moment when I see how they take their power back, and this is like, wow, this is like priceless.
Yes, absolutely. And I love that part of my work too, when I give them some tools and I can see how they are regaining their happiness, their health, their balance, and they start enjoying their life, regardless of their age. Because even though I work a lot with women in perimenopause, as a clinical psychologist for 25 years, I work also with men and with couples and with older people, and it's very satisfying to see how people grow with your help, with little guidance, with some tools, and blossom. How women listening to this podcast can find you in terms of like social media, website?
I think the best way would be the Telegram or Instagram, but like the private message. Because if you start to follow me, my posts and reels are in Polish, so you will not enjoy it. But you can,
Unless you speak Polish, I mean, of course.
of course, if you speak English, then just write me a message and then I reply direct back to you. You can send me an email. On the Telegram, I have a free channel, and I have one in Polish and one in Spanish. I don't have any in English. This is even too much for me. You can also watch my YouTube channel, but also it's in Polish. So I'm everywhere.
But you do, if people want to, you do consultation. You speak very good English. It can be in Spanish, in Polish, in
Of course.
English.
The only thing is, like, if you want to follow and see what I do every day, like that's gonna be a challenge. But if you are decided and you want to work on your house or whatever your mindset, your try Chiman strategies and everything in your business, then you just like drop me an email or just send a message.
So we will connect it in the show notes. All the links to contact you, because you never know who actually needs to work with you to kind of manage perimenopause. There are so many different ways. People think that perimenopause is just about HRT and hormones. No, perimenopause is about our awakening to the power as women, and living on our terms. So I think you are a great person to guide them through that. So thank you, Korina, very much for this conversation, and I look forward to changing that headboard.
Thank you so much. Have a
Okay,
lovely
thank you. Bye.